Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Simon Rafe. USCCB and DOMA. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops has issued a statement lamenting Obama's decision not to defend the Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, in court. We produced this statement in its entirety. This decision represents an abdication of the responsibility of the executive branch to carry out its constitutional obligation to ensure that the laws of the United States are faithfully executed. It is also a grave affront to the millions of Americans who both reject unjust discrimination and affirm the unique and inestimable value of marriage as between one man and one woman. Support for actual marriage is not bigotry, but instead an eminently reasonable common judgment affirming the foundational institution of civil society. Any suggestion by the government that such a judgment represents discrimination is a serious threat to the religious liberty of marriage supporters nationwide. Very powerful statement there from the USCCB. Another one bites the dust. Following a 25-22 preliminary state Senate vote, Maryland is on the verge of becoming the sixth state to allow so-called same-sex marriage. Measures were defeated that sought to allow religiously affiliated adoption agencies to refuse services to same-sex couples, to allow clerks of courts to refuse to conduct marriages based on religious objections, and to exempt public school teachers from teaching materials that promote gay unions, the Washington Post reports. The Maryland Catholic Conference has lobbied against the bill, saying that it strips marriage of its unique connection to parenthood, thereby erasing from the law the right of a child to a mother and father. So-called same-sex marriage has been granted legal recognition in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Iowa, New Hampshire, and Vermont, as well as the District of Columbia. Pro-life billboard removed in Manhattan. A pro-life billboard located in New York's Soho neighborhood has been taken down after abortion advocates threatened the waitstaff of a restaurant located under the billboard. The decision to remove the billboard was undertaken by Lamar Advertising over concerns of violence by pro-abortion activists. Peter Costanza, general manager for Lamar, says, "Why did I take it down? Yesterday, somebody came into the restaurant harassing the waiters and waitresses. I don't want any violence to happen around the buildings there." The pro-life organization Life Always paid for the billboard in order to highlight the fact that African American children are aborted at a much higher rate than white or Latino babies. Some 300,000 black children are aborted each year. Now, if you would like to watch video of the billboard being removed, just click on the link over here. And if you care to voice your opinion to Lamar Advertising concerning their decision to remove the billboard, please click on their link right over here. Stay with us, we'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Joint recognition of Catholic and Anglican baptisms. From CatholicCulture.org, the Spanish bishops and the Spanish Reformed Episcopal Church, a branch of the Anglican Communion, have issued a joint statement on the mutual recognition of baptism. The document recognizes the validity of baptisms conferred by pouring and immersion using the Trinitarian formula. In line with recent Vatican documents, it recognizes that baptisms administered by collective aspersion, sprinkling, are invalid. And lastly, nuns combat human trafficking. A women's religious community in the Philippines combats human trafficking by ministering in, quote, remote villages where pimps prey on the girls with the promise of a good job in the city, unquote, according to the Fides news agency. 20 victims of human trafficking live with the Mary Queen of Heaven missionaries, whose religious number has now grown to 22, including 3 novices. The community's website explains that the nuns go out at night and penetrate the red districts, entering bars to share the love of God to the victims of prostitution. They placed them under the maternal protection of Mary, giving them the powerful weapons of the Holy Rosary and the brown scapular, with the appropriate literature and prayer guide. Through the miraculous touch of the Mother of Mercy and of Holy Hope, their hearts and minds will be awakened and regain direction toward oneness with God's fervent call for repentance and renewed life with Him. I'm Simon Rafe. Thanks for tuning in. Now be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on realcatholictv.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael Voris is once again coming to us from the Philippines. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell all of your friends about us. And as always, God bless.